Everyone, today we are going to discuss about Numpy functions. In this Numpy functions, we are going to understand what we can do with Numpy and what are the functionalities that are provided by the Numpy. Now, first of all, there is something known as zeros. Let's say if you want to access 1D array and if you want to create zeros in that array, how are you going to do that? First of all, let us import Numpy here. Import Numpy as np. Yeah. Now, let's say if you want to create zeros, so 5 zeros. Okay, rather than creating 5 zeros through the numpy array, there is a function known as dot zeros, whereas it will help you to create array of 5 zeros here. Let me put it in an okay. If I run this cell, then you can see there is an array of 5 zeros which are by default floating point numbers. Now if we want to create a 2D matrix with zeros, so how am I going to create zeros of 2D matrix? So then how am I going to create? I am going to mention how many rows and how many columns. As it is 2D matrix, as it is 2D array with rows and columns. This is rows, 2 rows, and I am mentioning 3 columns. Now, after running that, let's check this. So what are we going to come up with? We are going to come up with 2 rows and 3 columns. This is first row, this is second row, and each and every row has 1 column, 2 column, and 3 columns, and all of the values are floating point values. So this is how we can create zeros without trying to create with a proper numpy array. We can create using the functionalities of zeros if we want to put the element within it and fill all the elements with zeros. Now, if we want to go to this, if I want the numpy array for 2D, okay, if I want 2D array and I want all the arrays to be filled with ones, how am I going to do it? There is a functionality known as dot ones, which helps us to give us arrays of all the ones. Now, ones 2D array. What happens? It is going to give me all the arrays in 2 dimensions in 3 rows and 4 columns. Sorry, 3 rows and 4 columns. So these are first row, this is second row, this is third row, 4 columns, first column, second column, third column, and fourth column. So this is how you are going to access elements in 1D. How can you create elements in 1D and 2D? You can create vectors, matrices using the functions given by the numpys, using dot ones and dot zeros. Using dot zeros, you can create zeros. Using ones, dot one, dot ons, we can create ones inside the matrix.